on the ATL.
Hello and welcome back to Focus Atlanta. Thank you for continuing to watch. As I mentioned, we're going to shift the focus just a little bit. I am here with author Brittany Glenn. We're going to talk a little bit about dreams. Brittany, thanks for coming on Focus Atlanta.
Thank you for having me here.
Wow, how long have you been writing?
Oh gosh, I have been writing for as long as I can remember. I wrote my first book when I was 14, and I remember when I was younger, I thought that it was normal that everyone walked around with stories developing in their heads.
Wow. And so now here you are, your first published novel. How exciting. What is Dreams? What is it about?
Dreams is about a young woman who experiences dreams and visions of voices calling her by name, and she's atheist, and so
goodness.
she is diagnosed as schizophrenic, and she flees her wealthy and controlling home to go out west to the last place that she expects anyone from her family to find her. And there she finds a little community of people who suggest the voices that she hears is God calling her.
Wow, that takes a lot of turns. Was that your intent when you started writing it? Was it something, that you wanted people not really to know what they were going to get out of it at the end?
I definitely think so. It definitely has a lot of romantic and suspense elements, but it also asks some tough questions throughout the book too, and I think that it will really inspire my readers to think deeper about certain issues. When I wrote Dreams and when the character started developing in my head, I was 19.
Okay.
And I was actually very inspired by my favorite best-selling author, Kristen Heitzman. And so I wrote her and shared with her how she had inspired my writing with her stories. And she lived out in the Colorado Rockies, and that was the place that my next story was taking place, in the mountains.
Wow.
And I was very surprised to have a response from her within a couple of days. And then she invited me to come out to Colorado. She opened the doors for me to move in with her best friend for the summer.
Gosh.
And within 2 weeks after communicating through email, I was like a prissy little city girl out in Colorado dressed in pink from head to toe on a one-way ticket. And it was just a really magical experience.
Wow. Now, you said that Dreams also has some romantic underlying tones and things like that. Now, and people know you, or they know the name from your experience promoting abstinence with teens and things like that. So does that work into the book at all?
Absolutely.
Okay.
My main character is certainly not a saint. She has a lot of issues and things that she's going through, as other characters do throughout the book.
Okay.
I try to write characters that are real, like real life people. We all deal with things and are going through things and issues in everyday life. But one thing that Emerald does manage to do as she gets involved in a romantic relationship is they are able to wait and remain abstinent. And it's certainly not easy for them, and there are a lot of other things that they deal with. But it shows that by abstinence is saying, I respect myself enough to know what love is and what love is not. And love is not letting someone else take advantage of me or use my body to be able to hear the words so I can hear you say, I love you.
Right.
And so that definitely plays a role throughout my books, even though that's not primarily what Dreams is about.
Okay. But through your experience in talking with, because you've talked to kids and teens about this for years, do you have people like email you back and say, talking to you changed some decisions that I made in terms of abstinence, or talking to you helped me to continue to be firm in my desire to remain abstinent? Or
Yeah,
what do people say?
definitely. And I think that what really inspires me to encourage others in their decision is I had wonderful parents and role models growing up who talked to me about sex, who talked to me about remaining abstinent, who said, you can respect yourself enough, that you can have God's best for your life. And they really encouraged me to hold on to my dreams and my goals and to not be hindered or distracted by the consequences that premarital sex has. And I think that's really inspired me. And now, of course, I'm a mom and I have young children, and so that also concerns me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but the American Academy of Pediatrics has recently put out a new report that says that they are very concerned with how the media is portraying sex, and that we have a new generation that's going to be very confused about what sex is and what sex isn't. And they're really begging parents and pediatricians and role models and teachers to speak out and start being more open and talking about sex with teens.
Well, thank you for all that you do, Brittany. Close out real quick with your website because they can find out where your book signings are and everything if they go there and check you out.
Absolutely. It is www.brittany, Brittany, Glenn, GLYNN.com.
Excellent.
And my books are available wherever books are sold.
Thank you so much for coming on. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate your time. Well, there you have it. Dreams is coming out. It's on bookstore shelves everywhere at this point. So please take the opportunity to pick it up. And you might even want to check out Brittany's website to see where she's going to be here in town to do some book signings, maybe some fun things that you can get into. So please take the opportunity to visit the website, browse around, and even let Brittany know what you think of the book after you've bought it. Thank you so much for staying tuned to Focus Atlanta. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on CW 69.
Focus on the ATL.